Well, hello friends. Welcome back to browser hacking. One question I commonly get about the SerenityOS browser is, will it ever run on Linux? And I always tell people, maybe someday. And that maybe somebody else would like to work on it, but I'm not really interested. But today I suddenly feel interested. So let's just make a SerenityOS browser engine-based browser on Linux and see how it goes. So we are going to call it Ladybird, and we are going to use Qt because that's the GUI framework I'm most familiar with on Linux. So we're going to give ourselves a simple main file and some kind of Webview class. And I'll show you, we have this thing in Serenity already building for Linux called Headless Browser. So Headless Browser is a command line utility that's part of Serenity that builds, you can build it for Serenity or for Linux, which runs the browser in headless mode. So you give it a URL and then it will give you a PNG screenshot of that page rendered in our browser engine. That is something that we already have, and that's thanks to a bunch of work by Dex. So thank you, Dex, for doing all that stuff. But today we're going to go further with the idea and I guess try to turn this headless browser thing into a real browser that you can actually use to browse and click on links and stuff like that. So let's see. I guess we're going to need the source code for it, which is Headless Browser userland utilities. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this whole thing. And then we will put it into webview.cpp here. Okay. And then in our main, we're just going to write a simple Qt application. I have not written a Qt application in a while, so bear with me as I tread old familiar ground. Oh, and let me make sure that we have Serenity Clang format here. Okay, there we go. argv. I don't know why the include files are red squiggly. Let me try to reload VS Code. No, that doesn't work. What if I qmake? Oh, maybe I need to say Qt uses widgets or something like that. Does that work? That does work. Okay. App exec. Cool. And then we're going to make a widget. We are going to say set window title Ladybird. Widget.show. Okay. So let's see if I still remember how to build Qt apps. Oh, right, the Webview thing. So we have to make this build. So I guess we need to point it at Serenity headers and stuff. So let's just do that. I'm just going to do this in the super hacky way for now. Serenity for ACK, I guess, and then userland libraries, and also build like that. Is that enough? Well, it was enough to do something. Then we have some irritating warning, so I guess we're going to need some CXX flags. Probably have to ask for that and also turn off this flag, and W literal suffix as well. And just turn off some annoying flags. Okay, so that was enough to get to linking. Linking fails because we need to link with libweb, but that should be pretty easy. So here in logom, which is the Serenity parts that are built for Linux optionally. So we have a bunch of libraries. So we can just link with liblogomweb.so, and that should be enough to get this going. So let's see, how do you do this in QMake? I think it's libs. liblogomweb.so. Okay. Now it's missing Gemini. QMake library dir. QMake libdir. I guess I do want that. Can I do something like this? That would be real sweet. Wait, what's it trying to do? Okay, and then can I maybe do a logom web like that? Gemini. Okay, this'll work. So graphics, crypto. Also, we can maybe put these on tidy lines like this. Core. HTTP. TLS. Okay, yeah, so this thing is really like linking against a lot of different libraries from Serenity. And there we go. Oh, and I can't run the executable like that, sure, but what if I just... Yeah, we are just going full hack mode right now. So LD library path, and we can run the simple Qt app. Great. Okay, yeah. So this is going to be full of ugly stuff just to get something going. And if this turns out nice, we'll have time to clean it up. But first thing I want to do is just see if this is feasible to get something nice up and going. So can I get this thing to figure out the includes? Looks like it. Right, so the architecture of the headless browser is a little bit unfortunate, but we're gonna make do with what we have. So the reason I say that is because headless browser actually does not implement any of the multi-process stuff that we have on SerenityOS. On SerenityOS, we launch independent processes for like web content and network requests and image decoding and stuff like that. But in headless browser, it just spawns all of those things that are normally separate processes. It spawns them all within the headless browser process. So that's definitely not the architecture we'll want long-term for something like this, but it's perfectly fine for just getting something bootstrapped and up and running. So I think we're just going to make do with that. So we can see here what it does in Serenity main. Oops. Is after some arguments parsing, it initializes various subsystems. So image decoding, resource loading, WebSockets, and so on. So we're just going to lift all of these and do them in our main function. Let's see, frame loader defaults, font database, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I think we can lift those out to our main function here. Maybe, what do we call this? Webview, let's call it something like just something like this. All right, and then we're gonna include a whole bunch of stuff from, oh, actually, maybe this can be in the Webview file still. Yeah, we'll just put that there. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So in Webview, we will move this, or maybe even do this, Initialize Web Engine. Okay, and we will just ignore these things now. Okay. Or we can keep arguments parsing. Yeah, I guess I don't need to. We can use the Serenity main style, and I'll just need to move this stuff. Let's see how that interacts with Qt. So I would take this main file. Pum pum pum. Yeah, and then libcore libmain main.h. Okay, there's our event loop. The event loop is going to be interesting because libweb and all the Serenity stuff uses Serenity's core event loop, and using another GUI library like Qt means that we have to actually have two event loops coexist. It's going to be a little bit of a mess, but we can make it work. So here we'll just do that. Okay, cool. I think that's probably okay. And then how do we drive the event loop? I guess we can do something like this. So this will be a real hack, but a place to start. Qt event loop driver. Timer. I need a timer. Okay, how do you do this? Create repeating. Yes. So we're gonna have a timer, fires every 50 milliseconds or something. That will simply pump the Qt application loop. So we'll do something like process events. Yes. Yeah, so that's pretty janky, and we can definitely do better by teaching the event loops about each other somehow, but I think this will be good enough to get started. Okay, so now this is no longer main. This is going to be like Initialize Web Engine, right? So we will just take that stuff out. And what are these things now? They're kind of, I guess they're still interesting to pass along. You can wrap them in a struct like this. Let's see. Don't need take screenshot. I'm not actually sure that we need any of these files. Yeah, maybe I overestimated. Like the URL, that's the one thing that we do want to have. So I think I totally overestimated how many of those I cared about. Yeah, let's just do this. Okay. So we can get rid of all that stuff. The default favicon path. What is the default favicon path? Default favicon path is typically the browser icon. Okay, so we are going to go full hack on stuff like this. So we will just say something like this. Yeah. Likewise for the font database, I'm just going to point it to base res fonts. Obviously, we're going to have to do something nicer eventually, but right now I think this is okay. Our error page is going to be error page URL. Wait, what is that typically? It's typically this. Okay, so let me go ahead and tweak that slightly so that it says home cling src serenity base res blah blah blah. Okay, cool. And same thing here. Okay, so we don't need to take a screenshot, so I'm just going to get rid of all that logic. Do I need any of this logic? Maybe this logic right here that just paints the page. Kind of the only thing I actually care about. Don't need a timer. Don't need that. Okay, so what is the Webview thing going to be then? So Webview is going to be some kind of a cute scrollable widget. Scroll area. I forget what these things are called. Scroll area. Scrolling view onto another widget. That's not quite what I want. Abstract scroll area. Provides a scrolling area with on-demand scroll bars. Yes, that is what I want. Okay, so class Webview is public Q abstract scroll area. Okay. So far, so good. And this thing is going to need a paint event. Okay. So where do we jam this thing? Let's put this at the top. So Webview, paint event, Q paint event. Oh, I feel like I'm missing the webview.h here. Q painter. Okay, I remember there's something about this that you, when you're making a scroll area, you have to paint into the viewport. Not the abstract scroll area itself, but the viewport widget, which is sort of a helper widget. So you have to paint into the viewport like that. And I think we can probably clip to the event rect. I don't remember if Qt does that automatically. In Serenity, we don't do it automatically. Let's see, does this work? Yes, seems to work. Okay, so now to paste the logic that we had. So this takes a page client and paints it into a Serenity graphics bitmap. Sure. So we need our web view to have the page client, here known as the Headless Browser page client. I think we can probably jam, what is this thing? We can probably just put that as a member here. So own putter to that, we'll call it the page client. Okay. And mpage client is now a thing that we can call on, hopefully. Yes. Okay, so we draw into that thing. And that means that now we've rendered the page into an image. And now we want to paint that image into the Qt widget. So what we'll do is we'll do painter draw image. And then I point and the image. Okay, so that's stupid easy. 0, 0, and a Q image. So how do we make a Q image from a graphics image? I think one of these constructors is like a thin wrapper, or maybe many of them are. So we can use like one of these. Let's see, it uses an existing read-only memory buffer. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. The buffer must remain valid throughout the life of the Q image. Yeah, so like just a skinny wrapper. So we pass data, width, height, and format. Cool. All right. So Q image. We needed a uchar. Is that const or non-const? It was const. Yeah. Output bitmap dot scanline. Here we go. Oh, maybe I can get scanline U8 actually. Then I don't need. Cool. And then I needed the width. Height. Oh, and the image. So what are the image formats? So my original image here, or the one that libweb produces in our case, is going to be BGR, 32-bit BGR, which RGB 32. I guess it's this one. 32-bit RGB format. Let's see, FFRRGGBB. So in Intel, that will be BGRX. Yeah, so this is the format that we want. Okay. And we should probably hook up some other stuff, like the resize event. So let's do that. Q resize event. So that when you resize, where did it go? When you resize this thing, we want to update libweb's idea of what the viewport is. Okay, so here we'll say like page client set what are they? Screen rect. What's a screen rect? Oh, that's some headless browser page client thing. Screen rect is not the right name for that. Let's call it viewport rect. Yeah, because that's what it is. So then screen rect becomes viewport rect. Much better. Okay, here we go. So set viewport rect event. Oh, we need to make a, we don't have a convenience helpers for like converting between Qt and libgraphics rect. So let's just make a rect here. I guess something like, oh wait, the resize event only has a size. So size width event size height. Good enough. And then we'll do that. Okay, I think that works. And what is a headless browser page client? Pure virtual has no override. Oh, wait, what? Page client, screen rect. Screen rect. Oh, interesting. But the screen rect here is not supposed to be the screen rect in libweb is like the actual rect of your screen, not the viewport. So I think maybe there's a bit of confusion here, but let's make a separate helper then, just to avoid the confusion. How do you get the screen rect with Qt anyway? Q screen. Is there like a static? Available size. Query screen properties. How to get screen size in PyQt. Okay, you ask the Q app for the screen. Okay, well, there's some way to do that, but let's not worry about it too much right now. The actual screen rect. And this thing doesn't need to be virtual, and we should be good. Oh, no. What was I trying to do next? URL is undefined. Oh, yeah, right. So here we have to, some of these errors look like stuff that is actually working. It's just that the VS Code thing is not picking up on it. So let's see. So we don't want to create a page client here when we initialize the engine. We want to move this into our Webview constructor, I guess. And we want to say mpage client. And maybe we want to have an API for loading a URL. So we'll have like just some API like this. Yeah, that would probably work. Okay. And then, does this build? Not entirely. Oh, we have a clash between some of the ACK standard library stuff and STL stuff, because now they have to coexist. But I think we have a thing for that. Where is that? Is it called replace STL ACK? No, don't replace STD. That's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah. So we're just gonna define that right here, so that act doesn't mess with stud. And maybe we have to put that, everywhere? How's that gonna go? Also, this error is annoying. Let me get rid of that. String has not been declared. All right. Okay, let me make sure that I do the incantation. Okay. Incomplete type. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So it wants to implicitly destroy. Sure, so we'll put that out of line. That's fine. Wait, what? Page client. Oh, own putter is forward declared. I thought it was the page client that was forward declared. I was misreading the diagnostic. Right, we need to actually bring in own putter if we want to use own putter as a member. Of course. Headless browser page client used in nested name specifiers. So I guess we haven't declared it here at this point because it's actually later down in the same file. So we are just gonna yoink this, and for convenience, I guess, we'll just put it a little further up in the file for now. Okay. And it almost built, but now we're missing main. Oh yeah, right, because we need to bring in libmain from Serenity, which provides main. Okay, so now we actually have to provide a URL, I guess. So let's just try serenityos.org. Nothing happens. That's fine. So I guess we need to actually, when the web engine says that it wants to paint, we need to actually do a paint, and we also need to fire off a load. I think we're not firing the load at any point. Positional argument required, yes. We'll say required no. We'll let you start without a URL. And let's say that if URL, I'm so used to writing yucked at this point, leaving out the parentheses. If URL is not empty, then we are going to load it. So we need to instantiate a web view. So how do we do that? Web view. And then we will say that it's a child of, oh, actually, let's use a Q main window. Is that what I'm thinking of? Q main window. Let's go with that. And then I think the way you set it up is like Windows set central widget. Yeah, something like that. Then we load the URL, which is going to be our URL that we have here. Okay, so now we are asserting failing to load some image somewhere. That seems very actionable. So let's see if we can get a backtrace. See where it's actually crashing. GDB taking a hot minute to get going. Okay, here we are. beta. So we are in frame loaders constructor. So let's take a look at frame loader. It's trying to load the default favicon path. Oh, I thought I set that up correctly. Maybe I didn't. Wait, what? This overwrites that. Yeah. So it's failing to load the thing, but am I setting up the right one? Oh, wait, am I just neglecting to call Initialize Web Engine? I probably am. So let's just do that first of all. Okay. Well, we have white. Not sure. Not sure what we're looking at exactly, but let's find out. So let's see if it's trying to paint anything. When we are trying to paint the page, what were we doing? In Webview, paint event. So the output rect is the viewport rect. Sure. Oh, I bet we have to hook up the page did invalidate. Yes, that thing. So here we want to tell the widget to just update itself. But now we're in the page client, so we're gonna need some kind of a link to the view, I guess. So we'll do something like this. Page client. We'll say right here that you have to pass in a web view. So we'll put this right here. And then we'll pass it in right here. Oh, interesting. And then it's defaulting to 800 by 600, but I think the resize event should just take care of that. Okay, so are we loading? I don't know. Let's see if we're trying to paint anything. Maybe we should try to load a local file, actually. Base res HTML, welcome. Yeah, nothing happening, sure. I mean, it is actually doing the load. But are you trying to do a paint? Are we here? Paint event. And then I guess let's dump out the viewport rect. And page or the output rect. Okay, so we are painting something. What other stuff might we need to do, I wonder? Is it firing off loads? I'd like to know that also. Let's I mean, it's starting a load, but then nothing ever happens. Which kind of feels like the event loop is not running or something. Did I start our event loop? Oh, I'm not doing that. Okay, yeah, so we're actually running the Qt event loop, but never our own event loop. Here's what I did. I created a timer that will pump the Qt event loop, but this timer will never run because it wants to run in our event loop. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run our event loop and then let our event loop pump the Qt event loop. And that should actually, well, okay, something is different. Skipping CA certificates, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so fail to initiate load. Handshake timeout. Okay, so it looks like it loaded a banner. Okay, so it's spinning 100% CPU, doing some nonsense. Maybe it's the HTTPS loads failing because of the certificates. Are we using the etc CA cert? It's probably not the same format as the one we have in Serenity. So let's see if we can just override that. Yeah, this thing right here, if we just say something like this, oh, playing SRC strand. Yeah, this is not ideal, obviously, but just a little hack. See if that helps. So it feels like that got the HTTPS thing to at least not complain. This thing is still very dead. Failed to initiate load of this thing. All right, sure. But maybe I'm not. Maybe I have to call something on the QAbstract scroll area thing. I guess I should tell it how large the scrollable area is, at least. Let's just see that we're doing everything that we need to do. We're just setting up the view. And then we make a thing that will process the event. And then we run the Serenity libcore event loop. Seems fine. And now it's clearly doing stuff. It's like loading and parsing. Handshake timeout. It's kind of strange. Okay, so this, the Ladybird web browser. All right. What if I run it against my local machine here, just out of curiosity? Oh, that didn't work at all. Maybe I don't even have a thing locally. Okay. So I guess what we want to do is we want to log something when it tries to paint, because I feel like the painting is not really happening or is not going well. So let's take a look at that. Because like it feels like the engine is progressing, but it's not painting anything meaningful on screen. So we're painting into the viewport, and we do log what we paint. Oh, but now we never actually saw any of those logs that we were painting, right? Yeah, there's never any paint event log. Oh wait, I bet I never started this timer. That's probably the problem. Start the timer that actually pumps the queued event loop. Ah, look at that. Hey, check it out. That's pretty cool. So browser it's very, very Spartan, very simple, but as you can see, it's doing layout, repainting. That's pretty cool. We can't interact with the page yet, but as a first milestone, it's pretty sweet. So since this is just a hack project, I'm gonna be like making this into a separate repository for the moment. But let's see. Let's go ahead and just make a initial import. You know how it goes. Just figuring out which things are irrelevant, or like these things are git ignore material. Okay. Shall import. Okay. But you know, eventually I think this wants to live in the Serenity repository, but now that I'm just hacking on this, I'm just gonna do a separate little repository so that we can thrash around easily. But then we will bring it into the Serenity project if it turns out nice. Because yeah, I mean, we're gonna be using all these Serenity libraries and stuff, so it just makes sense to have it in Serenity, but one step at a time. So what did I want to do next? I guess I wanted to hook up so that if you resize the page, I want to make sure that we actually update scroll bars and stuff, because I feel like that didn't... Yeah, there are no scroll bars. We need to fix that. So that would be in page did layout, I think, yes. So what do we do here? I'm gonna have to cheat and look at what we, how do we handle this in Serenity currently? We do this little thing, right? So I think we can do something similar. So we get the layout root and then figure out a content size based on that. And then let's see. And then like we have mview. Can we do something like vertical scroll bar? Set, oh, I need to slap my little copyright here. Forgot about that. Let's make sure that we get those things in. And the new files and everything. All right. Okay, so page did layout maximum. So the vertical maximum scroll is the content size height minus the viewport rect height, roughly, I think. And sort of same idea for the horizontal one with the width. And then I guess when we paint, we want to put an offset on the viewport rect. So wait, when we set viewport rect, it has to be scrolled by the horizontal scroll bar value and vertical scroll bar value. I'm sure there's some nicer way to do this. Let's see, when we're content rect paint. Is this gonna work? Okay, we got scroll bars. Oh, they don't do anything. Paint. Oh, wait, that's the wrong editor. Paint, who calls paint? Output rect, viewport rect. Viewport rect. Okay, so let's look here. Let's just see what rect that we're actually trying to paint now. See if it includes the scroll, because at least we set up the scroll limits. They look vaguely right, but okay, yeah, so it's not actually caring about the scroll offset. So is there like a scroll event or something? Queue scroll event when scrolling. That seems reasonable. So then let's go ahead and hook that up. We good? Is that a thing? Qt 5 scroll event. It feels like it's maybe not a thing. Scroll. Like you don't get notified when this happens. Queue event. Or maybe it's just not a... Maybe it doesn't have a dedicated thingy. The object needs to scroll to the supplied position. Well, I'm interested in like that a scroll occurred. Huh. Okay. There's probably some event for this, but I guess I don't need to handle that in that way exactly. I can be more like when we paint, I can just hook up the thing there. So paint viewport rect, and then we can say something like set X. It's going to be horizontal scroll bar value. Will that work? Okay, that kind of works. Oh yeah, and the scroll area grew when the image loaded. It's pretty cool. And I should point out, by the way, that we're just rendering on Linux now, but like these are all the Serenity libraries for stuff like image decoding, fonts, all that stuff. Like we are not relying on the Linux platform other than the Qt framework for this basic GUI that I've just been putting together. So pretty cool. Okay, so now we have basic scrolling. Let me go ahead and, did I? Let's see. Just gonna sloppily commit this. Basic scrolling support. All right. So I guess we can try to, I mean, let's try to load something a bit harder. So like, why don't we try to load the Linux people kernel? Or wait, let's go to lobsters. Fail to initiate load. Handshake timeout. Okay. Well, let's just go ahead and Wireshark it. Let's see, Wireshark. And then let's try that again. Okay. So what happened here exactly? (67.205). So let's say IP adder. Wait. It says port 80. I'm trying to do HTTPS. Well, that's not going to work. Bad request. Yeah, well, that makes sense. So how do we actually load HTTPS stuff? HTTPS headless request. Create. So make a 1 megabyte buffer. Underlying socket is connect to URL host. Okay. URL host, URL port value or 80. Well, that's not good. So let's just put 443 there. Try that again. Okay. Well, it's definitely slow, but look at that. It is lobsters. And you know, resize performance is definitely screwed by the super janky way we drive the event loop. So basically we are capped in terms of responsiveness. We're totally hard capped by this 50 millisecond timer that I'm using to pump the Qt event loop. And we need to figure out how to make the event loops talk to each other, or at the very least, yeah, I'm sure that there's some way that we can integrate them more nicely so that you'd never have to wait 50 milliseconds for events to get processed by Qt. So quit without saving. But yeah, this is super cool. And the wheel, the wheel works, although it needs to be scrolling in larger steps, but still already very, very cool that this works. Seem to have some rendering problem there, but not a big deal. I wonder if it will handle some more complex site like Reddit. Okay, here we have some sort of crash in the layout system, but maybe we can ignore that, I was gonna say, or at the very least, what was it crashing on? Page.did layout. I had this verify here. What if I just said if no layout root? Oh, just forget about it. This is pretty cool. And then crashes somewhere else. Okay, yeah, so there's probably some bugs to be tracked down. Things work a bit differently here in this environment, so it's not hard to imagine that it would lead to some crash or whatever. Still super cool that we are up and running somewhat. So let's see, what did we change here? I don't think I even need that one. This one we definitely need. Okay. Let's just forget about that hacky one. Okay, so now I want to click on some of these links. So let's go ahead and handle mouse events. Mouse move event, I think they call it. So if I recall correctly, it's been a while, but I think they're called mouse move, mouse press, and mouse release. And then, let's ignore wheel events for now. So, Webview. Okay, Q mouse event. So what do we need to do here? We need to call page client mouse. What can the page client do? Oh, I guess we can call through to the page. Handle mouse move. Okay. You want an endpoint, the buttons, and the modifiers. Okay, so we'll call it position, buttons, and modifiers, and then let's make a helper or something to extract this information. So endpoint position is just going to be event X and event Y. So that's straightforward enough. And then the buttons. Buttons from Q mouse event. Buttons from Q event, let's say. And same thing with modifiers, because we're going to need these for all three types of mouse event. Yeah, let's just do something like this. Modifiers. Okay, so we'll do something like if event buttons and cute mouse button. What do they call them? Left button. Then Shoot, I don't know what our mask is. We're probably using GUI mouse button primary, which is 1. Okay, so primary, secondary, middle is 1, 2, 4. Let's just roll with that. So left is 1. Okay, and right is 2. And can I get a middle? Is 4. All right, and then if event, do we have modifiers? Yes, we do. Modifier control. And what do we use for those? Mod control. Mod control is 2. Alt Control Shift 0 to 4. All right, we can do those. Or 1 to 4. Sorry. Which other ones did they have? Meta. Okay, yeah, let's just not mess with that. Okay, modifiers. So mouse move and then press. I think when you press, that becomes a mouse down, which takes a position. A button, not buttons, but button. And modifiers. So get button from Qt event, I guess. Okay. So similar to what we had. Yeah, this will be hacky, but whatever. We'll survive. Oops. Yeah, something like that. Mouse release is going to work the same way, but it will produce a mouse up, and outside of that, I think that might work. What did I try to load now? Oh, the Reddit site. Let's load SerenityOS.org. Let's click on bug bounty. It worked. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. We're not quite getting any hover effects or anything like that. Also, it doesn't seem to care when I drag the mouse. Oh, right. In Qt, you have to, you don't get mouse move events by default in Qt. I would always forget this. In Serenity, you get them by default, but here you have to say set mouse tracking true. I think that might be enough to get hover stuff to work as well. No, okay. Well, it's interesting that I can't click to select. So something is not going right. Modifiers. So let's log that we're doing these. So debug line, mouse move at location, buttons. I mean, that's good enough for me. Mouse down, and mouse up. Okay, so we're sending the mouse moves at the very least. My button is down. Click on something, it does trigger. Wonder why it doesn't react and allow me to select text or like show hover effects or anything like that. Page did invalidate. I feel like this thing should happen. Let me log when this is happening, actually. So we do invalidate the page. It feels like nothing gets updated. Oh, wait, do I have to say viewport update maybe? Maybe it's not automatically forwarded to the viewport of the view. Oh shit, yeah, look at that. Cool. Now I can select text. Get hovers. Oh, that's so cool. All right, let's go somewhere. I don't know, I would like to see like something a little bit more complicated, like OS news. Because I know they use web fonts and stuff, so that will test more of the engine. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, that's so cool. I mean, obviously we have layout problems, but when was the last time that you saw a new web engine running on Linux? It's been a long time, but here we are. There's definitely a million things we can do with this. So it's funny how resize performance, I'm just noticing resize performance is way better than on Serenity. Like on Serenity, you're kind of getting killed by the windowing system, which has kind of a very inefficient backing store allocation strategy when you do like aggressive resizing like this. And it's just funny to see that Linux system is already like way better at handling that. And so it kind of vindicates the web engine, although there's still like a lag in the resize, but I think much of that is probably, there's the 50 millisecond hard lag from the way we drive the Qt event loop. And then I think this is probably also pretty, I mean, the layout is very unoptimized. So very cool. So much work that we need to do, but my goodness, isn't it cool? Okay, so that actually works. So let's make sure that we let's just slap this in. I don't need all of those debug logs actually. Okay, yeah. Plump Qt mouse events through to into libweb. Cool. So what do we do next? Ooh, it would be cool if we could show the URL in the status bar when you hover on something. How do we do that? So we have the hovered page did hover link callback. So I guess we can put it here. So we'll do something like, I guess the extremely cute thing to do would be to emit a signal. which I feel kind of weird about. Let's just stick to, or well, might as well do it the cute way since we're making a cute widget. So what do we need in the queue status bar? What's the API to actually set some text? What are the salutes? Show message and clear message. Show message wants a string message and an int timeout. All right, so we will emit link hovered, I guess would be a cute-ish name. So URL to string and a timeout. We can make that a default thing, and then emit mview link unhovered. Okay. And then we'll just go and add those. Void link hovered string int timeout 0. Okay. And oh my goodness, the syntax for connecting signals to slots. I have not used this in a while. Oh, how do you do that again? That's something like queue object connect, and then the emitter, so view, and then the signal. So that would be a link hovered. And then the receiver, or the slot haver, which is, I guess, window.status bar. And queue status bar show message. And then we need to include queue status bar. I can tell because I'm not getting any completions. Okay. And then we'll do the same for link unhovered. And we'll set it up to clear message. All right. So I don't know if we automatically get a status bar or if we need to actually instantiate one ourselves. Okay, you did not like what I just did. Why did you not like that? Oh, because it's a string. I guess it expects a queue string. So, damn it. All right, well, let's just fugly convert it to a queue string wherever we emit it. So we can just do some ugly thing like dot characters. Yeah, that's pretty filthy, but whatever. Page did inval. Hey, okay, so hover doesn't always work here for whatever reason on the page, but when it does, we actually do get it in the status bar. Yeah, the OS news page has issues, both with layout and hit testing and probably other things as well. Oh yeah, look at that. That's so cool. Let's just add that. Add a show hovered link URLs in the status bar. Okay, that's pretty cool. What's the last thing that you would want? I guess you would want to be able to punch in a URL so you don't have to like always stick with the one you provided on the command line. That would be nice quality of life change. We can do that. So let's go ahead and add a queue line edit, I think it's called. I hope I'm doing the right one. So that's going to go ahead. So we have the central widget as a view. Then I guess we'll put the line edit into a toolbar. I don't remember exactly how to do this. Let's see. Windows set tool. Q toolbar. Can you just add it to... Oh, I don't remember how to do this at all. Qt toolbar main window. How do you do this? Add toolbar. So you provide a toolbar area, or you can just say toolbar. Okay, that's perfect. Good enough for me. So this toolbar is gonna have, I guess, a child widget. So Q line edit, location edit, toolbar. Can we do that? Is that acceptable? Let's see if this makes the kind of UI that I think it does. Okay, I have a line edit up there. Looking a little goofy, but it's okay. Oh, maybe the toolbar needs a layout or something. Set layout, new QV box layout, just for the simplicity of it. Let's get a HBox layout actually. I feel like that didn't quite go the way I expected. Maybe toolbars, maybe you can't just add children to them. You need to add actions or whatever. Yeah, I don't remember all the specifics about stuff like that. Well, I guess we can also, maybe we can just hack, like set a fixed height on it. So we'll set a fixed height like, I don't know, 28 or something. Will you tolerate it? Okay. Yeah, it's definitely not caring about the fact that I put the location edit inside of it. Okay, so let's employ a different strategy. Instead of making a toolbar for now, let's just, or toolbar has add widget. Maybe that's what I want. What does add widget do? Adds the given widget to the toolbar as the last item. That's probably what I want. Yeah, instead of, I was just bypassing the API, bypassing it as a parent widget here. So instead of doing that, let's just try doing toolbar add widget. See if they like that better. And maybe I don't need the box layout either. Oh yeah, that's more like it. Okay, so now, let's see, start loading. I think when we start loading, we can set the URL. So we'll emit view load started. I'll say something like this, like URL to string dot characters. This would be kind of goofy, but let's just go with it. Okay, void load started Q string. Sure. Okay, and then we will hook up Q object connect view Webview. We want to connect it to the location edit. Q line edit. I bet Q line edit has a set text. And I would assume that that is a slot I can use. Did I do something wrong? Oh, no, it's working. Okay. So then I guess if I press Q line edit, let's see, how do we return pressed? Yes, let's hook something up to that. So QObject connect, return pressed. Actually, that's in location edit. And then we will call the web view load user provided URL or something like that. Okay, and then we will say public slots. I don't know, it's kind of a mishmash of different coding styles. Like I'm using this style when I'm making a Qt API and Serenity style with snake case for other stuff. That's really a mess. We should probably use Serenity style for everything. But just ignoring that right now. So QString URL, and then here we'll just say like load URL to Latin 1 or something like that. Whatever. Wait, how do I get the Q Latin? How do I get the thing out? Data? Is that it? I should have asked for UTF-8 actually. I don't know why I'm asking for Latin 1. And now we're not able to call this API. Load user provided URL. You don't like it? Why is that? Okay, how do I read this? What's going wrong? From main at 54. Okay, so 54. This connect fails. Location edit, QLine edit, return pressed. View, wait, is this not how you declare a slot? Q public slots. That is supposed to be how you do it. The slot requires more arguments than the signal provides. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. Yeah, of course. I should have read the error message. Okay. So we just know that you're pressing something. Oh, this is kind of irritating. Because in Serenity, this is so easy because you just get callback. But here you need to, somebody has to have a slot for this. So dang it. I guess we can make some class, browser, window, or whatever. We'll make something. Private slots, location, edit or edit, return pressed. Yeah, let's try to go with Serenity style for everything where we have a choice. Yeah. So return pressed will go to the window slot, which will now, this is going to be a browser window. which will have a slot called browser window. Line edit, no, location edit, return pressed. Thank you. Okay. And what will that do? It will, well, we need to actually track, how do we know who sent it? Inaccessible. Oh, the slot has to be public for that hookup to work. Yeah, sure, fine. I guess we can put all of this stuff into the browser window thing. Yeah, that makes sense. Doesn't need to be in main. So we can put that stuff in here, and then Q toolbar. That's going to be a little weird compared to how we normally code, but okay. So location edit. So far, so good. Cool. Okay, that's this. And there we go. Is that good? No, what do you not like? M location edit is near. Oh shoot, I used the wrong type here. Line edit. All right, there we go. Almost. Oh, view.load. Window.view load. Let's expose it that way. Sure. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we don't need that load user provided URL nonsense. But what we do need is here to say view load location edit text to UTF-8 data. Okay, that was a bit of a mess to reorganize it into a browser window class so that we can have a thing, and I guess I should put that into its own file and so on, etc. Browser window H CPP because we need mock to find it and so on. So browser window, clickety clack. Okay, cool. Pragma once. Okay, and we can actually move stuff out to the CPP file. So browser window. This constructor does not need to be in the header. It really doesn't want to be. So let's just put it here. Same thing with this. Yeah. Okay. Now we just need to make sure we include this thing. So instead of Q main window, we can simply get browser window. Webview does not name a type. Well, of course it doesn't. I didn't declare it yet. Okay, oh, and last but not least, actually adding it to the QMake project. So for that, I'm just going to close the second editor here. For that, we're going to need to webview.h. You don't like these includes? What if I reload? Slightly better. Browser window H19. Oh, that's not a slot. Those are private members. Okay, so will it go to linux.dev? It did. Haha. Look at that. That's my friend Linus's website. Needs a bit of work, but here it is on Linux. That's a first, probably. Very, very cool. So I think we're just going to commit here, and then I'm going to stop for the day. I'm going to put these in the git ignore. Actually, let's just make the git ignore a little bit smarter. Like, let's just do this actually, and we can do that. Yeah. Add a location bar and navigate and allow to new pages. Okay, so I think this is going to be the end of today's video, and I'm going to put this on GitHub. See, I'm gonna put it. How do I make a new repository? It's been a while. Repositories. New. Ladybird. Yeah. So I'm gonna make it private for now, but once I publish the video, then I will make it public. Ladybird web browser. Okay. So let's go ahead and okay, there we are. So yeah, I think this is gonna be it for today's video. Maybe the last thing we should do is see if that web page, the repo web page, will work. I don't know. No, some crash somewhere. Oh yeah, because I'm not logged in. That's funny. Okay, let's just try another GitHub page. This is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Definitely needs work, but it is very cool to see it running on Linux. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna stop here for today, and I feel like this is a very nice experiment so far, but obviously it needs a ton of cleanup, and I've been like hard coding local paths and all kinds of stuff. And the ideal state for a thing like this would be to live in the Serenity repository somehow, because that's where all the web engine code is anyway, and they need to move in lockstep. But I think we have the start of a very interesting little thing here. So let's keep hacking on it and see what we can make of it. I hope you enjoyed this slightly unusual thing, as I make something for Linux instead of for Serenity. But actually, not just for Linux, and if we could probably get this working on macOS as well. Windows will be a little harder, but macOS maybe. But I think this is very interesting, and I hope that you found it interesting as well. So I just want to see it running one more time. Where are we gonna go? Let's go check out Hacker News, maybe. Oh, that didn't work. Did I not? Is it not org? Is it com? I forget. Oh, well, we had some layout problems and then we crashed. All right, well, that's probably how things are going to be for a while. But, oh wow, even Google doesn't work. Yeah, so what's a page that does work? Kernel.org, the Linux people. Hey, that, okay. Well, good old trusty. Yeah, so if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and maybe I sparked your curiosity about improving this little ladybird, and we'll see what happens with this. But I think this could definitely be something cool. Thanks for watching. See you next time.